Hey guys, how's it going? And welcome back to another episode. In today's episode, I'm here with my really good friend Matt, and we're gonna sit down for an interview. He's gonna tell us all about his lifestyle out here living on the beach in where are we?
Chuburna, Puerto.
Chuburna, Puerto. And we're gonna do a few house tours because he has more than one house, you know. And we're gonna talk all about housing and what are we gonna talk about?
Just housing, lifestyle in the Yucatan, real estate investment, and just kind of seeing what's out there.
That's right, that's right. A lot of valuable and useful information for a lot of you guys that are looking into moving out here and or investing out here or whatever. So again, stay tuned, for an amazing video. Again, we're gonna jump right into the interview.
Yep.
And then we're gonna do some house tours and hopefully you guys enjoyed today's episode. So without further ado, let's get right into it. All right, guys. So we're gonna now sit down with Matt and we're gonna interview him because he has a lot to say. He's a very interesting person, and I know that you guys are gonna really get a kick out of him, and hopefully you guys will get some knowledge, information, and be entertained as usual by listening to good old Matt here telling us about his life, his story, and why he's out here in Merida. So, all right, without further ado, let me get behind the camera so we can focus straight on Matt and have him tell us all about why he's out here and, all about his life, because that's what you guys are here tuning in for. All right, guys, so we decided to move the interview inside because the neighbors' kids came out. They started blaring the music and they're playing and splashing around in the pool. And there was a little bit too much background music, for the interview. So we're inside in this beautiful beach home that Matt has out here in, where are we?
Chuburna, Puerto.
Chuburna, Puerto. And, Matt was telling me a little bit about his story as we were driving out here from the city, because we're about 45 minutes away?
Yes, from Centro.
Yeah. And we literally have the beach right behind us right now. And in fact, we're going to show you later on in the show the house. We're not only going to show you the house, but you said you have a few properties out here, right?
Yes.
So again, as you guys already know, I like to do very unique interviews. I like to, share with you guys basically, people that have moved out here and have made a life out here for all different reasons. And so Matt had an extremely interesting story. In fact, your story, right? Tell us a little bit more about how you ended up here.
Yes, my wife and I moved here from Southwest Florida about 4 years ago and settled in Chuburna, Puerto, and part-time in Merida. We moved here to the Yucatan because we were looking for an adventure, and we truly found it here. Some of the friendliest people in the world, food's excellent, and of course, Mexico on the beach is Mexico. So it's been very good. My background was general construction and real estate investment, which has partially followed me down to Mexico, but enjoying every minute of it.
So tell us a little bit more about, you just said you live out here on the beach. You also have a property in Merida, right?
Yes.
But
yes.
You also have more proproperties out here.
Yes.
So can you just tell us a little bit more about that? Because to me, I found that very, very unique.
Okay.
And why is it? Why do you have so many properties?
Yeah, well, real estate investment's always been a fun game for me. And in Southwest Florida, I had quite a few. And when we moved to Mexico, originally our plan was to move into Centro, which attracted us first. The beach was not even on the radar. And we started looking at properties more and more. And then my wife found the video of this house that was just listed. And so we came down and looked at it. And how the journey started was we had never heard of Merida before. So we had some relatives who had visited here and had told us about it in, I think, March of 2021. And we did our research, came down here in May of 2021 for 2 weeks, scoped out the area, checked out a bunch of real estate, obviously, and fell in love with the place, pretty much bought a beach house while we were here, returned to Florida.
So real quick, I want to interject. So you bought the beach house on a tourist visa. You
Yes.
were out here. Okay.
Yes.
So yeah, obviously, so for those out there in the audience.
Yes. Now buying real estate in Mexico is a little bit different than the States, but it's very simple to do. Like if you're an expat, if you buy anything within close to the beach or near the border, you have to have a Fidelcomiso, which you can do your own research on that. It's kind of like a land trust partnership with a bank. But anyway, we moved down here, shook hands on the beach house, returned to Florida. I retired, liquidated my construction company, and we started working on getting our residence cards and so on, which is a process, half in the States, half in Mexico. And then 3 months later, my wife and I packed up and moved here permanently and never looked back. So we started off with the beach house, and then we also bought a condo in Merida because you can't live without Costco and Home Depot, which Merida offers. So we spend weekends in Merida at the condo, and we spend the week at the beach in our beach house, and it's kind of the best of both worlds in my book.
So what do you like the most about living out here?
I'd have to say number one is the people, followed by the food, the history and culture, and it's just a totally different lifestyle, which is very easy to get used to. The pluses outweigh the negatives by far, moving and living in Mexico, especially in the Yucatan, which has so much to offer. As far as real estate goes, we have 4 properties within a 4-year period. We have 2 condos in Merida. I also have a beach house in Progreso, which is a rental property that I'm renting to expats who have lived here for about 2 or 3 years as well. And anyway, life is good in the real estate market here. Things have quieted a little bit because of the exchange rate fluctuates somewhat, and then also just uncertainty in the world, and less people are out to, attack an adventure like we did 4 years ago. But
I mean, you came out here, basically in 2021, right? Which was
2021,
during COVID, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's...
Yeah, and from the first time we visited, 3 months later, we were here full time, permanently. Yeah. So it was a process, but if we can do it, anybody could do it. And looking back on it, we wouldn't have changed a thing.
So real quick, I mean, since you have multiple properties out here, are you into real estate? I mean, meaning, why do you acquire these properties? Are you trying to sell them? Are you trying to flip them? Are you renting them? Or you just do it for fun?
Well, kind of doing it for several different reasons. First of all, if you're a resident of Mexico and a real estate investor, it can prove to be a very good investment, because if you're a resident in Mexico, every 3 years, each husband and wife get a huge capital gains exemption when you sell a house. So every 3 years you could sell a property, and for a couple you could have pretty much a $450,000 exemption from capital gains per property. Now, if you did not wait that 3-year period, then I think there's a 35% capital gains tax. So it behooves you to get your residency card and to play the 3-year game, which has proven to be very good.
Yeah, I've never heard of that. That's the first time I hear that, because I've have other friends that have had properties out here, and they've had to sell it for whatever reason. And that's a big, how do I say this? Like a big problem when they have to pay all those taxes.
Oh, yes.
When it comes to selling. Because by the way, a side note, everyone, out there, there's a lot of people in the audience that are always saying, like, hey, these gringos, these expats, how come they don't pay taxes? Like, bro, we pay a lot of taxes,
We do pay taxes.
Yeah, we pay taxes. And so in this case, this is something that the government provides.
Correct.
So basically every 3 years, you guys have the opportunity, in order to, again, if you do want to sell your house, or sell a property, that that's an exemption.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
And if you're into the real estate game down here right now, there's people from all over the world moving to the Yucatan, and thus the economy is exploding. And with all the companies moving out of China, there's a huge economic surge in the Mexican market, thus bringing people in. And so it's a great investment at the time, and if you learn to play the game, which is very simple, works out to be great financially. Other than that, I needed a hobby, and I like playing with houses. So that's another reason that I own a few houses, and eventually leave them to our sons. which will have no problem moving here. In fact, we see more of them living in Mexico than we did in Southwest Florida, which was a concern of my wife's. So it's a win-win.
Yeah, no. Some of us, move out to Mexico in order to avoid our family, and it seems that it's the complete opposite, right? Like they want to come visit us out here a lot more. Yeah.
Well, yes. And while I was working in general construction, I moved to Florida thinking I was going to retire there, and my phone kept ringing, so that took a back seat. But I found if you move out of the country, your phone tends to stop ringing.
Yes, yeah.
So it's all good.
Yeah, it's very, very good. And I'm glad that you touched on the development that's happening out here in the Yucatan, especially, in Merida on the beach. Again, you live out here in Chubuna, Puerto,
yes.
And we literally right outside, from your house, you live right on the beach. You can look at Progreso, the port of Progreso, and we were just talking about it off camera as to how they're already starting to build out there.
Yes.
They already got platforms. They're already starting to do all that construction. So, can you touch a little bit more on that?
Yes. Well, as far as the development, Progreso has really grown by leaps and bounds. It's about 15 minutes east of us by car. The longest pier in the world is in Progreso, and they're actually extending it now. We have cruise ships coming in there 3 to 4 days a week on an average. Very vibrant community. A couple days ago, Progreso had a kite festival where thousands and thousands of people from all of Mexico came here, and expats as well. One question you may ask yourself is, what about the language barrier? Well, here at the beach, I would say the demographics are 30% Americans, probably 35% Canadians, and then the balance is made up of everyone else. And so I have found that Mexicans under the age of 35 speak English. So there's literally no language barrier here, but it is always good to learn Spanish and acclimate to their culture as well. But it's great as far as real estate investing goes. I would say in the 4 years we've lived here, prices have more than doubled, but then it's still a fraction of what you would find in the United States. I would say maybe 1 to 2 to some beach houses 10 times less expensive.
Wow, yeah. Because again, both of us are from Florida.
Yes.
And we know, we've always wanted to live on the beach, but again, it's
not affordable.
Yeah, it's not affordable, no matter what. But out here, it's totally affordable. Especially, again, if you want to live that lifestyle. And again, going back to the development, you were in Florida, over 10 years. I was born and raised in Florida, and I saw the state, basically blow up. I remember back in the day when I was a kid, it was, basically country.
Yes.
And then now it turned into a mega metropolis all over the place. Not just in Miami, but where were you from again?
I was from Cape Coral, Florida.
Cape Coral, again,
Myers.
the Tampa area, all those areas have blown up and overdeveloped. And so, that's the thing I wanted to touch on here is that, the fact that, again, if you're looking into just, buying a house is going to appreciate no matter what. If you're looking into investing, right, in the real estate game, you're definitely going to be doing good because, again, the port, the Mayan train that now is, going to be accepting cargo and all that stuff. As we were driving through the city of Merida, on the way up here, all the development,
yes.
all the growth. Yeah. So
it's really great. And another great thing in living on the beach in Progreso is property taxes are a fraction of the U.S. I'll compare them to Florida. We did not live on the beach in Florida. We were probably maybe 2-3 minutes from the Gulf. But our taxes there on a 2,300 square foot house was between $5,000 and $6,000 a year. Now, if you had a beach house in Florida, those taxes could be $15,000 to $25,000 a year. Here, living right on the beach in a nice house, our taxes last year were $900 and some dollars.
Wow.
Now, when you live on the beach, you have a federal zona tax, which doubles the tax. But if you bought a house behind us, like one row of houses back from the beach, it's much less. My house in Progreso is 2 blocks off the beach, and a 2-bedroom house, solar panels, pool, 2 blocks from a really nice beach. My property taxes last year were $24 US.
Wow, really?
So there's a huge difference. But if you want to live on the beach, it's definitely affordable here. And if you want to live one or two streets back, much more affordable.
Yes. Yeah, because, I talk to people all the time that, that they want to come out here. They want to live on the beach. They want to have that dream lifestyle of living on the beach, right? And, but at the end of the day, it comes with, extra cost. Sometimes, there are, certain things. Yeah.
That you just don't know about. Property taxes, homeowners insurance is less than the States, but it covers a lot more. Comparing to Florida again, for hurricane insurance, you may have a $10,000, $15,000 deductible. Here, it's $500 to $1,000 deductible. Wow. So big savings there. The taxes, as you saw or heard, were a fraction of what they are in the States. Still very affordable here price-wise. And
I want to ask you a quick, to follow up on that, since you were talking about the insurance, because I get tons of questions on property insurance, all that stuff, but I don't know how to answer any of that. I'm not a property owner. I'm not any of that.
Yes.
That's your bread and butter. Can you expand a little bit more on that? Because I know a lot of people that really, that's like a thing that they're worried about.
Exactly. Well, here in the Yucatan and much of Mexico, the house construction is predominantly concrete and cement. So cement block. So obviously fire damage is minimal. They do have termites here, but they don't like concrete, so that cuts them out of the picture. Mostly it's just weather-related stuff, and living in Southwest Florida, I'll use that as a comparison. For every 10 to 12 hurricanes that pass through Florida, we might see one. And to give an example, last year, Hurricane Milton rolled through the Yucatan, and it literally parked itself above our beach house for 9 hours. We had waves crashing up against the seawall in the front of our house and coming up about 6 feet above our front porch.
Wow.
When it passed and headed north, our total damage was about $1,500. We lost a gate, aluminum gate that goes down to the beach and on the front of our house, and our little wooden ramp, which we both were replaced within a week. So no other damage besides basic cleanup. So insurance pretty much covers that. Now you can pick and choose what you want to insure the house for. What I've heard from several of my friends is the majority of the cost of a house is your foundation, and that can never blow away, wash away. So if you want to gamble a little bit and insure your house for less, you can cut your insurance rates in half. But if you want to just make sure your butt's covered, you're good to go. Deductibles are a lot less here. The response time on getting money to rebuild is a tenth the time it is in the States. And it's just a lot better. So, the big things are, the insurance, property values, taxes, and then your day-to-day or your month-to-month expenses. Pretty much, you don't have natural gas here. Everything's propane. Propane's, I think, 11 pesos per liter. Sorry about the brief interruption. The dog came downstairs. We had to shoo it back off. But anyway, getting back to the whole propane thing and the monthly expenses living down here. Pretty much everything down here runs on propane, ovens and dryers for clothes dryers and so on.
Everything.
Water heater, everything. So we have to refill our propane tank probably once every 3.5 to 4 months. Costs us about 2,000 pesos, which relates to about $100. Our electric bill, we have a battery backup solar system and solar panels on the house. And our electric bill varies from 56 pesos to 2,000 pesos every 2 months. So that equates down to $2.50 for 2 months to $50 for 2 months. Water, we're on well water, so we have a water treatment system here. They say you can't drink the water in Mexico, but with a reverse osmosis system, totally drinkable. So that takes care of that. That's pretty much as far as the utilities go. One other thought as far as real estate investment down here, there's two ways to purchase properties down here. Either individually, which we chose to do, and also through a Mexican corporation, which is easy to set up.
When you said individually, you meant a Fidelcomiso.
Yes.
So again, Fidelcomiso and the corporation.
That-
Yeah, the reason we wanted to touch on that because I'm always telling people about the corporation. Hey, that's
Yes.
that way you own it outright.
Yes.
But you were telling me.
Yeah, here's the differences between the two. The two different options for buying properties here is either through a Fidelcomiso or through a Mexican corporation. The advantages and the pros and cons with each are the Fidelcomiso, you have an annual fee of approximately $500 US a year, and you're limited to 2 properties per Fidelcomiso. But you get the 3-year exemption when you have a Fidelcomiso property. When you buy it through a Mexican corporation, you don't have the Fidelcomiso fee each year, but you do not get that 3-year exemption on capital gains.
Yes, because at the end of the day, sorry for the interruption there. What I was going to say is because a lot of people, they get hung up on the whole Fidelcomiso thing because it's a bank trust, meaning that they're not owning the house outright. The bank owns it, correct?
That is not correct.
Oh, okay.
Basically, the Fidelcomiso is an idea that the Mexican government had to attract foreign investment back in 1984. They realized they were losing lots of investment, and prior to 84, no foreigner could own any land in Mexico or within the border or along the beaches. That was strictly for Mexican people only. So they created this Fidelcomiso, which allowed foreign investment, and it's not like the bank owns part of your property. All they do, they are an administrator of the Fidelcomiso, and it's essentially a little bit of a money grab and to pacify the locals. So you have 100% ownership of the property, 100% control of everything, and it's just a piece of paper that you pay a fee on once a year. And a lot of people have the misconception it's a 99-year lease, and after the 99 years, Mexico takes your property. That is not correct. Another thing is, my opinion as a real estate investor in the United States is I think owning property here is safer than the U.S. because in the U.S. you can lose your property or get pennies on the dollar through eminent domain, where here you don't have to worry about that. So I feel it's a safer investment opportunity in Mexico.
Yeah, and about that, because look, a lot of people reach out to me and they're scared, in the sense of putting it in the Fidelcomiso because they think it's the government can just one day take it from me. But
yes.
Obviously you say that's not legally, they can't do that.
And when we moved here and did all of our research, we were a little worried at first too, but my love for real estate, and once I understood the ropes, the fear went away, and I realized, there's lots of opportunity here, and a lot of people are worried about, a big roadblock for people moving from the States or other countries, Canada, to Mexico or let's say to Mexico, is worried about, will they be able to get their money back out?
Yeah.
There is not a problem. That's just a myth, and it happens all the time here.
Yeah, and again, to touch on the safety, again, you feel safer as a real estate investor here in Mexico than you do in the USA. I mean, part of the reason I would say is the property taxes. Again, you don't pay them back home, and forget it.
Exactly. One more major plus about living down here, which is kind of off the whole real estate thing and so on, is the banking system down here is more secure than anything we've seen in the US. And the interest rates that some of the Mexican banks pay will blow you away. Expat is allowed to have up to 34 bank accounts here, but obviously that's not necessary. But I have 3 at the moment, and I discovered 2 years ago, which could be an opportunity for several people living here or even not living here. I discovered a bank, Actinver, which is a Dutch bank, very conservative bank. They've been in Mexico for close to 40 years, And unlike banks in the U.S. that pay you interest, which is embarrassing to even mention, but 0.005% interest monthly before taxes, this one particular bank pays between, and I've had a bank account there for 2.5 years, have averaged between 10 and 18% monthly. And they also pay your Mexican taxes on it, and that 10 to 18% monthly interest is after taxes.
Wow.
So it is huge. That could support your living here almost on its own. So anyway, my wife and I found that living here has far more pluses than negatives.
Wow, I mean, that's an interesting point you make. I mean, I kind of knew about the interest rate thing, but I didn't know that there were some banks that even go as high as 18. That's amazing.
Yes. And, it's a private bank. And, one question you may ask, and I just went to a seminar 2 weeks ago with a friend of mine introducing them to Actinver. A lot of people think it's like a CD where, well, you have to invest it and you can't touch it for 18 months, 24 months. There is an investment side, and you can have it liquid within 24 hours with a phone call. Another good thing is with Actinver, you can have you can have US dollars there, and you can have a peso account there. So you can move your money from the US, park it there in US dollars, and probably earn 5.5% interest, which is very similar to Charles Schwab's investment account. And then when the exchange rate's favorable, move it over the pesos. Once you move it to pesos, then you move into the high interest earning category, and it's been a win-win. And so far, I think I've brought like close to 10 of my friends down here to invest there, and you do not have to be a resident of Mexico to have an account there. You just have to sign a document in person in front of them and a copy of your passport, and live in the States and park your money here. And great investment that way as well.
Oh, wow. Okay, that's very interesting. I did not know that, because I thought Intercam was the only bank that offered accounts to people that don't have any residency. Speaking of that, I mean, I'm sure you've already heard what happened with Intercam and a few other banks. I don't know the other two banks that were involved, but does that worry you?
Not at all. I have an account at Intercam as well. Moving here at first, everybody said, it's the most gringo-friendly bank to have, and they're a great bank. And so anyway, to get on with Intercam, there was a question recently that kind of spooked a few people. And the reality of it is, there's really not a problem. Mexico is very strict on money laundering, and it's kind of scared some people. So they're limiting wire transfers to and from Intercam to the United States or Canada. Other than that, everything else is fine. One of my other banks is BBVA. I got that strictly because if you own properties in Merida and you have one of 5 Mexican banks, you can pay your property taxes online, which makes it a lot easier. And that's why I opened a bank at BBVA, and I have 2 properties there. Then I discovered Actinver, which has been a home run, and I describe it to a lot of my American friends as it's kind of like the Charles Schwab of Mexico, but they pay a very good interest compared to anybody else.
Oh, wow, interesting. Okay, so I did not know that much about the banks. I just have BBVA and that's it. And
yes.
Yeah. Okay, but that's really cool, because even for me, you answered some questions in that sense, because I was worried as well, about the Intercam and all this other stuff, but really nothing to really worry about at all. It's like, okay.
Very secure here. And in fact, on a Mexican credit card, there are no numbers on it. And so it's kind of like a digital card. So if you wanted to pay for something, your VIN number, your 3-digit code changes every 5 minutes. And also the cards that do have numbers on them, the real numbers are digital. So it cuts down on credit card fraud. It just eliminates it.
It's a lot more secure out here. But again, I think it's because of the system. Because out here, if they lose on money, they lose money. In the USA, the bank loses money, they get bailed out, all that stuff. But not like that here. That's why things are way more secure. Meaning your money's more secure.
Exactly.
Your properties are more secure. Everything is more secure.
Exactly.
Yeah,
so I hope that helps you guys out.
Yeah. I mean, in fact, when we were talking about the Fidelcomiso and the corporation, so again, you are a Fidelcomiso guy.
Correct.
Basically, the Fidelcomiso allows you to, again, get that exemption and all that stuff, and the corporation, not so much. And so really, again, I would always tell people, hey, get the corporation, because that way you're owning the house outright, but really you own the house outright, even with the Fidelcomiso.
Well, exactly. So if you break down the numbers, if you own a property through a Fidelcomiso in a 3-year period, your cost for, let's say, 2 properties is $1,500 US. Whereas if you bought the property in a corporation, you sold it after 3 years, and let's say it doubled in price, the value, your savings would be far more through a Fidelcomiso than a corporation.
And by the way, I mean, from my understanding, you have to also keep, paying the corporation. In order to have a corporation, you got to pay.
Yes, you have annual fees, which
as well
far exceed the Fidelcomiso cost. So unless you're down here to become a real estate mogul and buying hundreds of properties, the Fidelcomiso, I feel, is the way to go for the average individual.
Yeah, because again, you were a real estate mogul in the USA, but out here you're just they're just investments.
I'm a beach bum.
Yeah, no, but they're just simple investments. Because look, a lot of people also ask me, hey, Jose, where do Mexicans keep their money? Because obviously in the USA people do stock market, they have other things, but out here most Mexicans, again, they buy properties.
Yeah.
So you're very Mexican in that sense, because you keep your money in the property. Others buy gold, they buy silver, they have other.
Well, Mexico has their own stock market too. Like Walmart and Amazon stock in Mexico is not the same as in the U.S. So and their stock market works just like the U.S. now.
Oh, I
but
had
that
no
said,
idea. Okay.
when Amazon stock goes up in the U.S., obviously it goes up in Mexico as well. And then, of course, Mexico's stock market consists of, I think, like 25 or 30 stocks versus hundreds and hundreds of them in the U.S. But, it's stocks like Pemex, the gas station, Bimbo, which is like Wonder Bread in the U.S., and then, of course, Amazon Mexico, Apple. Mexico. So it's very similar, but on a
smaller
different scale.
Yeah. Oh, that's interesting. I didn't even know about all that as well. Do you invest in the Mexican stock market?
Well, my financial advisor at Actonver recommended a couple years ago, with all the stuff going on in the world, to invest in this one company that got a contract with the Mexican government to do all the industrial construction and planning here in Mexico, because they were expecting a huge boom with all the companies leaving Canada. And so they were moving here, and this one particular company, and I can't tell you the name of it off the top of my head, does all the commercial and industrial development, which was the word I was looking for earlier, in Mexico. So I think I put 5% of my Mexican worth into this stock. And they say it's going to explode over time. So you can invest that way. My gut to tell the average person is real estate is the best investment in the U.S. and in Mexico. Buy right, buy smart, buy at the bottom, not at the top.
And so real quick, well, you obviously bought at the bottom when you bought out here at 2021. What do you think about the real estate market now? I know you touched a little bit on it, that you said, it's kind of slowed down a little bit, but how do you look at it, now and going forward? Because, for people, even for someone out there in the audience just looking to buy a house,
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll compare it to when we first started looking 4 years ago. If you were going to move into Centro, you could buy a decent house, recently renovated. Actually, it was beautiful, for probably about 200 to 250 USD, 200 to 250,000, 100,000. Now those same houses are going for 5 to 6, but still, if you compared what you're getting here to what you'd get in the U.S., it would be over $1 million house in the U.S. Here at the beach, as any beach area, as it develops, the prices are exploding here. In a 4-year period of time, our beach house, which we purchased for a little over $400,000, we could get $1 million for it now. Now, comparing that to if we picked up this house and put it in Southwest Florida, let's say Fort Myers Beach, our $1 million house would be about 15 to 20 million.
Wow.
So do the math, and it's pretty self-explanatory.
And well, okay, to follow up on that question, I know we touched on this when we were driving down here. Are you concerned that you are driving up the prices? You and the handful of other Americans and Canadians that are living out here, or touch on that. Let us know about. Yeah.
We are such a small fraction of the Mexican economy, and kind of looking around, and we noticed this at our new condo in Merida. All the high-end cars are all owned by Mexicans, basically from Mexico City and Guadalajara and stuff like that. But my honest opinion is expats are not the reason for the inflation down here in Mexico. It's pretty much driven by the world markets, like food and so on. Fuel, not so much, because Mexico is energy independent. But food has gone up probably about 40-50% since we've lived here now. So that may worry some of you, but still it's a fraction of what it is in the United States. And that includes the 16% value added tax that we have here. Like, you look at something which seems cheap to us, it already includes that tax. So you remove the tax, it's very cheap. So to get back to Jose's question, some people think we're driving up the costs, but if they really did their homework, we are not making an impact on it. We may tip more, but besides that, the world market, the market and people drive prices.
Yeah, the market. Exactly, the market, dictates. And so, yeah, it's a great point that you made there, because the reality is that most of your neighbors are Mexican. They're not from here per se, but they're from other parts of Mexico.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Yeah. Like the guy right next door to us. He's Mexican, owns 5 restaurants in Merida, just bought a beach house, and he explained to me one day, for a Mexican to own a house on the beach, they know they've hit the top. And it's the same in the U.S. Our cultures are very similar, even though I feel theirs is more real, where they're just real. It's just
listen. Yeah, we agree real on that. Yeah, no, honestly,
it's hard to accept that, but until you've experienced it firsthand, like Jose, like myself, like all our expat friends that have moved here, you have to experience it to really understand what we're talking about.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's like, some people say take it or leave it, meaning for some people it's too real, it's too much freedom, too much of that. But for us, real Americans,
yes.
At least the way we think, oh no, this is,
yes.
We wish, anyways, we wish it was like this back home, but at least we're happy and thankful that it is like this here. And like you said, the similarities in the cultures.
Yes.
It's so many similarities. It's insane. I mean, again, this is why we are happily, living here in Mexico, because it's like, it almost feels like we are in the U.S. in a weird way,
Yeah, well, exactly. And a lot of people who move here, their big fear is safety. Well, you do your homework, you'll find out Merida is the second safest city in all of the Americas, including Canada. And then, their second big question that I hear a lot is, what about the healthcare? Healthcare is so many levels above the United States at probably a 20th of the cost, mainly because the legal system is not involved in the medical system. And here they want to make you feel better, whereas in the States, they want to keep you on the hook and just, the deal.
Yeah, I mean, in fact, I've talked very in depth, on, the health issues here, because again, I'm on the lower end of the economic scale here. And, I've gone through the free healthcare here. I guess what I'm saying is that it's just more accessible. You know what I mean? And you're saying,
yes.
You're just saying at 20%. No, man, it's way more. In fact, it might be like 80% more cheaper. It's like 80% more, more affordable here.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
And the healthcare is beyond amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, and another big thing that I hear all my friends in the U.S. talking about is, they've been going to see a cardiologist for 6 years. They've never seen the doctor. They always see an assistant, and it could take them 4 or 5 months to get an appointment to see this cardiologist. Here, and I know firsthand, mutual friend that Jose and I have, he thought he was having some heart issues. He called his cardiologist on a Thursday afternoon. He was sitting on in his office 10 o'clock the next morning in front of the doctor. The doctor spent 2 hours with him, gave him some medications. He was well in a week. Total cost of that whole episode was $150.
Yeah. And again, he has one of the best doctors in the whole city.
Yes.
And on top of that, he has his phone number. Literally,
Yes.
yeah. Back in the States, you're lucky to see a doctor. Here, no, you got direct access to the doctor.
You see the guy firsthand, and my wife sees the same doctor, and it's just the level of care just is incredible. But you would not understand that. And I have friends in the States that argue with me about it, like it's impossible. You get what you pay for. No, you don't.
Yeah, seriously.
And they're all and the doctors here, I would say 95% of them are trained in the U.S. You know, because that's another question comes up. Well, do they know what they're doing? So anyway,
yes. I mean, not only are they trained in the U.S., but I mean, you know, part of the bilateral agreement that Mexico has with Cuba, they get training, you know, from some of the best doctors and some of the best, you know, over there. You know, I mean, it is pretty amazing.
But you can't digest this unless you live it.
Yeah, and look, I'm going to tell you again. We know this. We know plenty of people out here that do live it, and they still can't digest it. Okay. Yeah.
Totally.
So you know, again, this is why you know, I don't know. I like to make these videos. You know, I'm just really trying to show people. You know, like you not tell people, show people. You know what I mean? Like how it really is out here. You know, touching on the cost earlier, you touched on, you know, just basic utilities, and again, how affordable those are. You touched on right now healthcare, how affordable that is. You touched on property. You touched on many things and how affordable it is, and the ability for you to make money even just by parking it at the bank.
Exactly.
Right. Okay. So I mean, it seems like, you know, we're win. You know. Okay. But touch a little bit more on, if that's okay with you.
Yeah.
On your actual cost, because again, look, you're balling, man. You know, you got an amazing house. You know, you live an amazing lifestyle. But you know, people are curious. You know what I mean? Like, you know, what do you spend at Costco? What do you spend, like, you know, monthly? Really, you know, what are your costs? Look, my cost, you know, just as a regular old Joe, are like around $1,500 a month. You know, dollars. What would yours be, give or take?
Okay, with a beachfront home and all the costs associated with it, even though utility-wise we're pretty much off the grid except for propane, and a really nice condo, which you'll see later in this video, and all the expenses, cars, gas, insurances, food, going out to restaurants, which we do quite often in Merida, since they have 8,000 restaurants within the city, at least. I would say our monthly expenses run about $3,000 to $3,200, which this lifestyle in the States would be probably $12,000 a month.
Yeah. I mean, again, you were telling me, you said you had a friend or family up in like Pennsylvania, and they're paying, you know, literally for a room for
a 500 square foot apartment in inner city Philly is $2,250, and that's no utilities except water and trash. So it's very livable here. And like I said earlier in the video, the people, the food, the culture is great. They still have family values and morals, which are totally obsolete in the States. It's a great life.
No, it's an amazing life. I mean, seriously. I mean, I feel blessed. I'm sure you do as well, right? You know, being out here. And you know, speaking of which, you know, it seems like, how long have we interviewed already? We've been interviewed for a little while now. You said you had, you know, you wanted to show us your other properties, right?
Yeah, we could buzz by them and kind of do a quick little snippet to give you an idea of what you can get and what I paid, what you can get for houses, where, and so on, and kind of give you a feel of life in the Yucatan.
Yeah, in fact, let's do that right now, because I know a lot of people, you know, not only do they want to see the interview, but they want to see the houses.
Yes.
And they want to hear you continue talking and you know, maybe, you know, give us a little bit more than snippets. You know, maybe we can do, you know, some semi-full, you know, home tours. And we're going to, you know, paste them on to the end of this one. So, all right, guys.
We'll give you a quick cross-section, and you can see the house that we're sitting in now and kind of give you a feel of what it's like to be a beach bum in the Yucatan.
Yes. Matt, thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for the interview. You provided a lot of information. In fact, is it okay if we can provide your information?
Oh, yeah, most definitely. And anybody can contact me. I've mentored several people interested in moving here and have purchased land here or houses, and I would help you out.
That is so kind of you. That is very nice of you. By the way, this guy is a big giver. You know, he was telling me about all the charity work he does and all the, you know, amazing stuff he does. And he continues to give, you know, in the sense of like, he's going to provide his information so you guys can reach out to him with any other questions or any other information or whatever it is you want to pick his brain about.
Exactly, like from owning a car here to owning properties here to investing here, to just come here and relax and have a good time. Where to go, what to see, which Jose's covered multiple times, but I can maybe give you a different slant on some stuff and go from there. But
well, of course, yeah. I mean, remember, I provide one perspective and you provide another perspective, and again, this is why I feel blessed, to be able to provide this interview for the rest of the audience, so that they can now again get your perspective and get again someone else's perspective that's in Mexico, and again you're fully invested in Mexico.
Yes.
And that's the thing, and I mean a lot of people out there looking into that, and thank you so much, because you really, were able to, again, dispel a lot of myths. I learned a lot. Hopefully, the audience also learned a lot.
Yeah.
And
one piece of advice I can give anybody who's even considering moving here, and we did the same thing, and Jose didn't know it at the time, but the number one thing I tell anybody who is considering moving here is start watching YouTube videos. We started off with watching Jose and several other bloggers, and that's what educated us and prepared us to move here. Forget what you've seen on HBO and listen to the people, the boots on the ground.
Awesome. Hey, thank you so much for that endorsement. I really, really appreciate you. And all right, guys, so now what we're going to go do is we're going to just tour some houses, right? So I don't know what order you're going to see them in, but, stay tuned for that. We're going to now, let's go. Let's get going.
See ya.
All right, guys, I really hope you guys enjoyed the interview. Now let's move to the fun part. Let's do the home tours. This time, we're joined by Matt. He's going to tour us, his humble home out here on the beach, and he's going to tell us all about it. So let's just get right into it. So tell us about the home.
Okay, well, it was renovated about 10 years before we bought it. We moved here 4 years ago, paid about $430 for it. And 430,000 USD.
Wow, for this?
Yes.
Holy
and
guacamole.
We've done a lot of upgrades, like security system and solar panels.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, I can see the solar panels right there.
And so on. Put AstroTurf in the backyard to make it more maintenance free than mowing grass. So
cool. Let's
anyway.
check it out. Yeah, instead of just standing out here in the sun, right?
Yeah.
Because we're right on the beach, literally right on the beach. So is this like a garage here?
Yes, that's a 2-car garage.
Nice.
Kind of got my motorcycle and Polaris and car in there.
Awesome.
So. And anyway, welcome in.
Thank you. All right, wow. Look at this. This is amazing. Holy guacamole.
Welcome to the Yucatan.
Yeah. Wow, this is beautiful, man. Holy beep.
Yeah.
Wow, who painted this mural here?
Oh, I painted it last year. My wife wanted a mural with a bird in it, and I hadn't really painted anything in 25 years. So I just started doodling, no sketch work or anything, just started doodling, and that's what came out of it.
Wow, beautiful. You're an amazing artist.
I try.
In more ways than one. Holy guac.
I
Wow.
try.
So go ahead and show us.
So anyway,
I'm gonna let you do the tour. I'm gonna try and be quiet
no
here.
problem.
All right.
Anyway, I don't really get credit for any of the landscaping. Most of it was here when we moved in. We removed the regular grass, or should I say our 2 dogs removed the regular grass 3 times, and we decided to put AstroTurf in, which has seemed to have worked out great. Maintenance free, and you don't have to worry about watering it because, of course, here in the Yucatan, we do have dry seasons. So anyway, lots of coconut palm trees. Got a desert rose here as a centerpiece for the backyard. My art studio here.
Oh, cool. Can we check out some of your
Sure.
art? Look at this.
It's a mess, but working on several things at the moment.
Man, if it wasn't a mess, it's not a real studio.
Well, that's correct.
I've learned that from my wife already. So look at this. And by the way, this is actually a lot more organized, so wow, this is beautiful.
So yeah, like I said, it works. A little bit of everything in there.
You got your air conditioner, you got your fan, you're good to go.
Got music, everything.
Hey, man, you really got some talent, man.
Thanks,
beautiful.
man.
Wow, super cool. All right. Let's.
So anyway, rolling on.
Yeah, by the way, guys, we're gonna try and hurry through these house tours because we got a few houses we want to show you.
Yeah.
And so, you know, so this is basically where Matt spends most of the week.
Yeah, 5 days a week here. And
Monday through Friday, right?
Yeah, and then the weekends are in Merida. This is where we spend a lot of our time in the afternoons on our back porch.
Look at this 360 view here. Look at this. It's like a little mini oasis out here. Wow, it's a giant oasis actually, but
Yeah.
wow, what a house.
It
This
works.
is really nice.
And kind of have everything. The house has 3 kitchens, one upstairs, one downstairs, and then our outdoor kitchen, which is, we do
Yeah.
95% of all of our cooking out here.
Yeah, in fact, this is where we were going to originally start the interview, but the neighbors have the kids over and all that
Yeah,
stuff.
they're
and
having
they
a
got-
pool. They're having a pool party
Yeah,
next
and they got
door.
the music and stuff. We didn't want to disturb anybody, so we just said, all right, let's do the interview indoors.
Okay.
But here, let's what's out here?
This is the formal front door, even though we
Oh.
don't really need it. But
Okay.
from any door on the back of the house, you could see the golf out front. So
Okay.
literally, it's a very open concept.
Yeah.
And so on. So
Wow. Wow.
Anyway.
This is so big.
yeah. So anyway, working our way towards the golf.
Very nice.
Kitchen, my little office area. It's a 3-bedroom, 3.5 bath house,
Wow.
and has like an infinity pool facing the Gulf.
So real quick, before we go outside, so again, you said you had an upstairs.
Yeah, there's 2 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, a living room and a kitchen, and a wraparound porch upstairs, which you can see from the front of the house. And our 2 dogs are up there now.
Yeah, that's why. So, but you said you filmed earlier, so I'm going to go on ahead and show
Yeah.
that right now, so you guys can see what it looks like upstairs.
Yes, exactly.
And so now let's just go on ahead and see the rest of the house here.
Rolling through to, now please excuse the view.
Yeah, right. Look at that. Wow. Look at that. Holy guacamole.
So there
I'm
we
gonna
are.
have, hey man, I'm gonna have to come out here on the weekends, man. Oh, you're not here on the weekends, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry. I gotta come out here when you're out here
But
with the
give you
wife.
give you an idea of where we are. 330 miles that way is Cape Coral, Florida,
Wow.
and right in the middle is Cuba.
Yeah.
The longest pier in the world in Progreso is right there, and I don't know if you can see it or not, but we get cruise ships in there 3 to 4 times a week, and obviously we can see them when they're in port. And
Check out that pool. I love the pool.
yeah, infinity pool.
Yeah.
And
Fancy. Very nice.
and then down here you can kind of see what the upstairs looks like, the wraparound porch
Okay.
up there, Anyway, it's got 2 master suites, 1 first floor, 1
Almost fell there.
1 second floor.
Almost fell in the pool there.
Yeah, but it's a very easy house to live in.
Oh, yes. Yeah, let's go.
Okay.
Yeah, let's check out
So anyway, we'll get
might as
down
well.
to the water and kind of give you a pan of the area.
Yeah, very nice beach. So yeah, I noticed you have whatchamacallit? You have
An
more.
esplanade, yeah.
You have more beach than your
Anybody.
neighbors. So why is that?
Well, it kind of works as a dam, and with the 95% of the time, the waves are coming in from the northeast, which basically pushes the sand in here, and it also stabilizes and improves the beach erosion situation.
So you filled this in.
Yeah, we had that built, and I had a super one built, and we gained 35 to 40 feet of sand since we built it.
Yeah, and again, your neighbors love you because you help everybody else out down along the beach. Because again, a lot of people just don't realize the fact that when you're living on here, you got to deal with nature all day, every day, and erosion is a real thing. So, for example, look right here. This is normally what his beach would have been like.
Yes, exactly.
And in fact, even shorter, because as the erosion, especially when hurricanes come through and all that stuff.
High tide comes up almost to those rocks there.
Yeah. So again, you went on ahead and you built that. You built this out.
Being proactive.
Yeah. And it's worked in your favor.
Yeah.
So awesome.
So here we are.
And by the way, can I ask how much something like that would cost? It's a lot of money, huh? More than the house.
Yeah, you'll chuckle. We had 6 guys here for 4 days and 4 guys here for an additional 3 days. Materials and labor total was $1,700 US.
Get out of here. Seriously. Wow. Wow, man. I don't know why don't more people do this then? To protect their homes.
I don't know.
We were talking about insurance.
Well, we don't here in the Yucatan or in Mexico, you don't own the beach. Our property line stops at the front.
Correct.
So we technically don't own that, but we would benefit from taking care of it.
Of course. I mean, we're talking about insurance and all these other things earlier.
Yeah.
This is like the best insurance you can have for your house right here.
Oh, yeah.
And by the way, when it first got here, you literally had a bunch of people. You had a whole family. You had all kinds of people just on your beach.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And again, this is part of like
part of the life here. Yeah. July and August are big vacation times in Mexico. And like yesterday, I bet you we had 50 people on the beach here. But you know what? It was great having them here. 4 generations of families here. And it was just a good feeling.
That's awesome, man. That's amazing. So, all right. So, yeah, look, guys, just again, so you guys can get a whole bird's eye view. In fact, let me give you a bird's eye view of what the house looks like, from the actual beach, from the water here. Look at this. Wow. What a sight. What an amazing home, man. Look at that. Look at that. A beautiful, beautiful sight. And again, we got the beach right here. Beautiful, beautiful water. No worries about sargasso, right? Sargassum, whatever.
Yeah, no. Every now and then we get some, and now we have a little bit.
Yeah, but nothing, man. This is beautiful. Come on.
Yeah, we only get it when Florida gets a bad storm and it washes across the Gulf.
Yeah. So, all right, guys. All right. So we're gonna go on ahead and now make our way all the way down to Progreso. So basically 10-15 minutes that way.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
And then we're going to go on ahead and show you his house over there in Progreso. And then what else?
And then we'll head down to Merida and show you a condo.
Yeah, where he spends his weekends.
Yes.
So awesome. All right. So I'll see you guys over there in Progreso. All right, guys. So now we're out here in Progreso, and we're going to show you how Matt's house out here that he's renting out, right, to some friends. Yep. So can you tell us a little bit about how much you paid for this property?
Yeah, this is like a 2/3 bedroom, 3 bath house with a pool, solar. I bought it fully furnished, fully equipped for $219,000 two and a half years ago.
Wow, $219,000.
Yeah, USD.
Wow.
And anyway, I have it rented now for about $1,200 US a month, which is good for the Yucatan. The tenants love it. They moved here from Centro down in Merida. They just wanted to be closer to the beach, and we're about 2 blocks off the beach.
Yeah. So real quick, so you guys can get an idea. Yeah, we're like literally 2 blocks down. That's the beach right there, Progreso.
Yeah, and this was the house I was telling you that the property taxes last year were for this year were $24 USD.
Wow, that's
so
crazy.
I'll show
All right,
you
so let's go in. Let's go check it out. Yeah.
So anyway.
Yeah. We don't want to make this video any longer than what it is. It's already, we got a mega episode here. Yeah, so again, just check it out, man. A beautiful, beautiful gates, very modern entrance here. Oh, beautiful. Very nice.
So anyway.
They got a little fire pit here.
Actually, that's where the Tanaka is. We took it off the roof and buried it there.
Interesting.
Because we put in a well and water treatment system.
That's smart. That's really cool.
So you're kind of off the grid because the water supply from Progreso is questionable at times.
Okay. This very, very nice yard you got here.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, the tenants put the grass in for their 2 dogs,
Yeah.
and looks really nice. They've made it home.
Yeah, yeah.
So anyway,
Beautiful.
come on in.
Nice.
So anyway,
We can check it out. All right, cool.
anyway,
Wow.
there's one, kind of like one room that could be a bedroom office up on the 2nd floor. But anyway, I consider it a 2-bedroom house for the most part. And anyway, here we are in the dining room / kitchen. Got an
Very
upgraded
nice.
Americanized kitchen. Then a bedroom on either side with 2 bathrooms. They kind of got it closed off for reasons. But anyway,
Very nice. Yeah, so let's check out the kitchen real quick.
yeah, the kitchen,
Very nice kitchen.
yeah, very nice,
Wow.
good size, which is unusual for Mexican houses. They generally have concrete countertops and not a whole lot of wood cabinets.
Yeah.
But
Nice
this
little-
one was nice. And like I said, when I bought it, it came with dishes, glasses, silverware, pots, pans.
And then so over here, you got a bedroom.
Yeah, one
you know.
bedroom there, kitchen, and I made a bathroom in the middle, and then the master bedroom here with a bathroom in the back.
Very, very nice. But again, yeah, they got it closed for now. So.
Yeah, they got their dogs.
Yeah, but you guys can figure it out. I mean, again, we're just giving you. This is not like the professional home
No,
tours I do with Jose.
a cross section of
Yeah, yeah.
what you can get in.
Yeah,
Yucatan.
exactly, exactly. Yeah.
So anyway, coming down the back porch.
Wow. Oh man. Oof. This is very nice out here.
So anyway, here we are there.
Yeah. I mean, I could live out here. Just
Yeah.
You know,
My
nice,
ten-
we got the bar. You got everything.
My tenant Katie over there
Hey,
smiling.
Katie, how's it going? Nice to meet you.
So anyway, got a laundry room and stuff in here.
Okay.
So nothing.
Okay, nice little laundry room in
Yeah.
there. You got the dartboard, to
Yeah.
go along with the bar.
Yeah, TV, pool.
Yeah, yeah. Beautiful pool. It's an amazing
yeah.
pool. Wow, it's a big pool. Very big. Yeah. So how do you like living out here on the beach?
Oh, we love it. Yeah,
Yeah?
it's great. I live here with my boyfriend and our 2 dogs, and we're just 2 blocks away here, and it's beautiful. Lots of kite surfers, great sunset,
Yeah.
perfect.
Did you go to the kite festival the other day?
Yeah, I did.
So many people. We
Oh,
wanted to come.
So many people.
Oh, I know.
I took the dogs the first day, and they were so bad, and they were like,
'Cause there's so many people.
And I'm like, nope, we're going home. We went back with my
Yeah,
friend,
cool.
and they're fine.
So you,
Awesome.
where in Merida did you live downtown?
I lived in Garcia Jimenez.
Oh, okay. That's a good area.
No, yeah, I'm trying to get the microphone. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. Sorry. No, but anyway.
Just kind of hold it there, like.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So, anyways, how was the kite surfing? How was whatever you were talking
Yeah.
about there?
Oh, it was the
kite
3rd
festival.
annual kite festival, I believe, and they had these massive, like sea themed. They looked like manta ray and octopus kites, and then they lit them up LED at night, and they're beautiful. Lots of people, big draw to Progreso,
Cool.
I think. Yeah.
Cool. So you like living here better than Merida?
Yeah, for my lifestyle, it makes more sense.
More laid back?
Yes, absolutely. The weather's better here, closer to the beach. It's a little more tranquil, a little more relaxing,
Cool.
less chaotic. But yeah, so I really enjoy Progreso. Great place.
Place looks good.
Oh, sorry.
It's fine. It's
breaking things all over the place.
it's fine. It's a solar light. Is that okay?
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for your time. Appreciate it.
Of course. You want? Should I go? Like I feel.
No,
No, you're fine. We're just doing a quick shot. Jose's just kind of getting a cross section of.
Yeah. So man, I just
Stuff.
want to show you guys. I like to show you everything. Look at this. So you guys can see again, just how amazing, this place is. They got a little shower out here
you'll
and
get a kick out
everything.
of some of his
Look at that.
YouTube videos. He's been doing.
Hey,
it
we
for
can
years.
hear you. I can hear you. You got the microphone on. Never mind. Forget. Anyway, so they got solar panels.
Yes.
You got solar
16
panels?
solar panels.
You got more bedrooms up there and everything.
There's a room up there. You could use it as a bedroom or an office or a workshop or something. But if you want to go up there, you can check it out.
all right.
It's okay.
Let's go check.
There's just some leaves up there.
Yeah. I like the parrots.
So let's just
actually,
check
when I
this
bought
place
the
out
house.
real quick. Wow, so nice up here. So amazing. The beautiful breeze. We're right by the beach. What an amazing home. What an amazing tenant. What an amazing everything they got out here. So, all right, guys, real quick, I just wanted to let you guys know that We're now gonna go on ahead and visit Matt's condo that's in Merida, so you guys can see that property, so you guys can see, again, another property, another whatever. I know these home tours are not as thorough as the ones that I normally make out here with Jose. Again, if you want to see more of those, I'm gonna link those at the end of this video. But, you know, again, I just wanted to show you, you know, again, a little bit of how Matt lives out here and, you know, how things are out here. Again, he's a treasure trove of information, and I hope you guys are enjoying the show so far. So without further ado, let's get out of here. We still gotta trek all the way back to Merida, and we gotta go do one last tour before we end this episode. All right, guys, so now we're here at the art house, okay? And we are now gonna go see your amazing condo.
Yes.
Here in Alta Brisa, where are
Yeah,
we?
it's in the Alta Brisa area in the north part of Merida. 35 minutes from the beach house that you saw earlier.
Yeah, in fact, you know, I'm going to show you a little bit of stock footage.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. So you guys are seeing, you know, exactly what it looks like, and it's an amazing place. It's a beautiful place out here. But you know, with that said, you know, let's go on ahead and check out the condo.
Come on inside. Anyway, the place was just completed like 3 months ago.
Wow.
And basically, we bought it pre-sale 3 years ago for around 6 million pesos. And now that the project has been completed, if you were to buy this unit today, it'd be 8.5 million pesos.
Wow.
So, so sometimes pre-sales can be a good investment if you do your research and find out the developer has a track record of being good.
Yeah, and by the way, this is it's a pretty good price. I mean, you know, I do the home tour stuff, and I've seen, you know, properties. I mean, we toured properties of 20, 25 million, you know?
Oh, yeah.
Wow, this is very, yeah.
Yeah, and if this condo were in Southwest Florida, you'd probably have an HOA fee of about $800 to $1,200 a month, and ours is $300 a month.
Wow. Okay,
So,
that's not bad. Yeah, $300, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
300 USD.
300,
So
yeah.
anyway.
So real quick, yeah, man, this is an amazing kitchen. So like, I want to ask you a question. Did the whole place come furnished?
No.
Okay.
We did all the built-ins. We basically got a shoebox.
Interesting.
And the cabinets were here. We had to put the appliances in. I changed out the plumbing fixtures. I put the tile backsplash in. I put these light fixtures in. So I did quite a bit of the renovation stuff myself.
I love the big ass screen TV they got.
Oh
there.
yeah, 85 inch.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, once you go 85, you can never go back.
Amazing. So what do you got in here? In this room?
This is basically just a laundry room, utility room here.
Okay.
And
Look
then
at that. Very nice.
Yeah.
You got whatever.
Yeah.
You got okay. Oh, nice.
So
nice,
anyway,
nice.
just a little
Cool.
enough to get you by. We'll show you the rest of the condo.
Yeah.
and
See the
then,
condo first. Yeah.
It's a 2-bedroom.
Love the artwork too, by the way.
Oh yeah.
Artwork.
This one I did not do, but
Okay.
all the other ones I did do.
Oh, really? So you made that?
I did
one
that one.
and
Yes.
this one right here. Wow.
So anyway,
Very nice.
without making a big deal out of it, it's basically a 2-bedroom.
Let's go see it. Let's go see it.
Okay.
We are making a big deal out of it. That's what
Okay.
people want to see, man.
The guest
Come on,
room's
yeah.
kind of a catch-all room, so
Okay.
I could show it to you. But
Yeah.
right now
Okay,
we just have stuff piled in here. Nothing really worth
Okay, so
seeing.
yeah, this would be one of the
But
bedrooms.
this is a guest room,
Okay.
and
Look at that. Comes with a barbecue.
oh
Very
yeah,
nice.
yeah,
In
that
the
goes
back.
out on our
Yeah.
terrace. But yeah,
Oh, so you can have a barbecue on the terrace here?
no, but they
Oh,
told
okay.
me to take it off because they were doing work out here, and then as soon as they're done, I'm gonna move it
Oh,
back out.
okay, but you could have one out there. Yeah, because in the U.S., like they have regulations where you can't have barbecues
well,
on
they said when we bought it we could have one. But they said no, you can't have one. So I removed it until they're gone because no one will see it once they're gone.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. Yeah, again, another beautiful thing about living in Mexico. But what's the worst they can do? They just tell you, hey,
Tell
can
you
you
to
put it back
take it
in?
off, and then I'll put it over at my other condo
Yeah.
across the street. So anyway,
It's very, very nice.
But anyway, this is our guest room. Really
Cool.
not a whole lot to see.
Yeah.
And then closet here, and then
Okay.
our master suite in the back.
Wow, nice closet, a lot of space.
Yeah.
A lot of and then
Yeah.
let's check
They're
out the
working
bathroom.
on that in there.
Okay.
They had a plumbing issue, so they had to tear out
Okay.
one wall, but that's getting ready to get fixed hopefully today or tomorrow.
Very nice, very nice.
And then back in here is the master. Move this back.
Very nice.
So very simple.
Wow. Yeah, a lot of space, a lot of room.
Yeah, pretty good.
Yeah, and again, you got
then
the-
glass along that whole wall.
Wow.
So, but since we aren't here except Monday through Friday, we go except for Saturday and Sunday. I mean, we pretty much keep everything closed.
Yeah.
And then the master bath, which is pretty simple. It's very comfortable for a weekend getaway, so we can go to Costco and Home Depot.
Very nice. Okay, so yeah, this is a finished bathroom.
Yeah, that's a finished bathroom.
Yeah.
Like, and they just got to replace that one wall in there. They
No,
tore
but
it
it's
out
it's
last
cool
week.
because like as you said, you basically just got this a few months ago, right? Yeah. So so you're one of the first living here.
We actually were the first ones to get our apartment delivered to us.
Wow,
Imagine that.
That's amazing.
So, but anyway,
Let's go to the balcony.
Yeah, we'll go out there.
That's very nice.
And unfortunately, well, the rain stopped, but or it kind of slowed down. But anyway,
Yeah, it was storming, just a little bit ago.
yeah. Anyway, we have a 40-meter pool.
Wow.
There's 3 restaurants in here: a theater, a game room. There's going to be a coffee shop, spa, nice gym, really nice gym. Pet park over there, little kids playground. 20 stories high.
Wow, this is all your balcony here, huh?
Yeah, this is all our balcony.
This is amazing.
The cushions we had sitting in the other room.
Oh, that's why you had the cushions in the bedroom. Okay,
Yeah.
got it. This is very nice, and that's the bedroom right over
Yeah,
there.
got a fire pit in the middle of this.
Wow. What a view.
Yeah. Oh, it is
What a
nice.
view.
Out to Breeze's right over there.
Yeah.
The mall.
Yeah.
And we're within 5
I think
minutes.
isn't that Star Medic over there?
Yeah. we're like 5 minutes from 3 hospitals.
This is amazing.
So,
Holy, I know. It is actually raining out here, so
yes.
very nice.
So-
Very, very nice. Holy guacamole.
Yeah.
Wow, this is very impressive out
So,
here.
yeah, we haven't
No
really
wonder,
put
no
the
wonder
two-
you guys you spend out here the weekends.
Yeah, well, it's a good break from the beach life,
Yeah,
even
yeah.
though you can't really complain about that too much.
This guy's really living the dream. You guys always ask me about how I'm living the dream. This guy is living the dream.
We're trying.
Bruh.
But anyway, hopefully we can inspire more of you.
Yeah, all right. Hopefully, right? Hopefully you guys can come out here and join us and live your dream out here with us.
Oh, most definitely. And any
yeah.
questions, feel free to contact Jose or myself, and we'll help you through it. And
Again, yeah, you're going to provide your information down below.
Yes.
So that way, anyone that wants to reach out to Matt to ask him questions about anything, whatever it is you want to ask him about.
We pretty much forged our own way down here, and now we know the ins and outs of buying a car, registering a car, buying properties, insurance, medical,
In fact,
investing.
yeah, we were talking about making some more videos in the future, right?
Yep.
Perhaps shorter videos, but going more into specifics about again,
Like explaining the banking system and the investment opportunities that some of the banks offer down here.
That's awesome.
It's endless.
It's awesome, man. Hey, man. Again, I don't want to take up any more of your time, Matt. We've spent all day together.
Yeah.
We had an amazing day together, and hopefully you guys also had an amazing time together. Again, I know this was an extra long video, but hey, we had a supersized, a friend, with a lot of information, a lot of everything to provide to you guys, and well, you know what I mean? Like you know me, it's hard for me to cut out, all that stuff. I try to make it. Again, we're trying to give you as much information as possible.
We're here for you.
That's right, that's right. So anyways, with all that being said, it's been a long day. We gotta, go ahead and take our break. We gotta, it's almost beer o'clock, right?
Yeah,
So we gotta go get
almost.
ourselves a beer.
Yeah.
As you guys can see, the rain's here, so that means the, late afternoon is here. So now it's time for us to take a break and again, finish this episode. So again, guys, you already know the deal. If you like this kind of content, you already know what to do. Don't forget to please like, please subscribe, please share, please hit the bell icon, but more important than anything else, please stay awesome. Thanks again for watching. Thanks again for joining me, Matt. And we'll see you guys on the next one.
Take care.
Bye, guys.